All this fake fame, you can have it in that clout shit. I'm just focused on the money, then I'm gonna dip out quick. Try to stop my movement, they get changed like an outfit. New age triller, bouquet ripper. See it, then I'm robbing like I'm Bruce Wayne, nigga. I had to get it off my top, Donald Toupee, nigga. This is lesson number 1 from the new wave killer, nigga. I know they praying.
What up, YouTube? Today's video, I want to talk about double agents, okay? Now, a double agent is a person who works for the government, but they do government work that they don't know about for free, if that makes sense. Like, for example, right? You know how, like, let's use Men in Black, the movie Men in Black. Let's use that as an example, right? You see how Will Smith, he was a regular person, right? But he was an FBI agent, right? You see what I'm saying? So he was already an agent for the government because he worked with the FBI. But then once he started getting deeply involved into like the CIA stuff, meeting Agent K and all that stuff, he became a double agent because he was already working for the government, but then he started doing other work for the government that he really didn't know about. Now I know y'all gonna say how he didn't know he was working with Agent K and all that, because remember, at first he didn't explain to him that it was aliens and all that stuff. I remember that one time they were sitting on the bench and he was like, 15 seconds ago, you thought that humans was the only beings that existed to the universe. You see what I'm saying? That's a double agent. He doing work for the government, but he actually doing other work for the government that he don't even know that he's doing. You see what I'm saying? But this is not about Men in Black. For example, right? A double agent, right, is a person that's sent by the government, sometimes created, because like a lot of people don't think outside the box. When I say sometimes created, what's that movie, that video game movie, whatever, Hitman 47? Dude was a fucking, like Hitman, like the bald head dude had the cereal, the little cereal tag on the back of his neck. Hitman, right? Then they had another movie, I don't know if it was Hitman, but I know the last numbers was 47. These people are clones. They are clones of the best agents, right? The government, they take skin, tissue, blood samples from the best agents that worked in their force. These agents could be either retired or dead. They take blood samples from them and they put them all together, They put them in this little tank where they grow clones and shit. Go look up Donald Marshall, he's talking about this shit. And they create an ultimate assassin. You see what I'm saying? And this person or this entity is not a real person because it has a silicone or a robotic bone structure, so it's not real. You know what I'm saying? It just looks real, look like a humanoid because the skin is synthetic, real shit. That's why they can do all this crazy stuff, because they are nothing but different super assassins created into one entity, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, basically, right, the government creates these people. Sometimes they be real people, they just train their mind or they RFID chip them, you know what I'm saying, so they can do what they say. But sometimes the chipping process, it malfunctions depending on the person. So that's why they starting to clone and create a lot of people. So they pretty much just program, like, do this, do that, don't question this, don't question that. You see what I'm saying? Because when you clone something, or like you build a computer, same difference. You clone something, build a computer, you program certain programs into the entity so it does whatever the fuck you say do. You see what I'm saying? If you program a computer to do things that a computer does, right? The computer gonna do whatever the program's telling it to do. Now, if you put into the computer question authority, then the computer's gonna question authority, just like with a clone. If you program into a clone's mind, question authority, fight back, be a rebel. You think the clone is gonna do that? Yes, because that's the program that's put into it. See what I'm saying? But anyway, the government creates these little entities, right? And they send these people all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Man, there's so many clones in this world. Man, I'm trying to tell you, people, you crazy. You on drugs. One, I'm not high. Two, I don't even do drugs. You hear what I'm saying? Like, anyway, I'm not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Dave Chappelle said it the best. How can you call somebody crazy? That's dismissive. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on in their environment. You see what I'm saying? So I obviously must know something. My third eye open like a motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? I know this shit is real. It's in your face. You can see it. Clones are real. Go do your research. You have to cross-reference stuff and all that shit. No shit. You can't just go, oh, yeah. No, you have to look at things. Then you have to cross-reference that information. You have to cross-reference that information. You have to read. Reading is fundamental. You get it? Fundamental, fun to mental. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, they create these entities, and like for example, like people like Professor Griff, Phil Valentine, Enoch Muhammad. You know, people like Dr. Sabi. Rest in peace to him. You know what I'm saying? One of the best holistic healers in the world. Uh, what else? Who else? People like Zaza Ali. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth, right? These people have lectures, and they talk about the stuff that I'm talking about. But they have them in bigger groups. And the Boondock said this. I made a video about it. One out of every four people in a public place is an agent for the government. They are informant. They are paid to keep tabs on people. They basically created, so like I said, sometimes chipped, program created by the government and sent at certain people to pretty much bring people down and to get a certain group of people to fight against each other. So for example, right? Let's say we in school, right? And we in a big ass lecture hall, right? You know what I'm saying? In college. And we doing our work or whatever. And we have a discussion about RFID chips and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? This is just an example. And let's say it's that one person that's in the class that always trying to say like hateful words, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they try to say like black lives don't matter. I'm just giving an example. Or they try to say you know what I'm saying, gay people is the reason that the world is bad. Like I said, I have nothing against nobody. I'm just giving you an example. Like these people, they say crazy shit like that to incite race wars against certain people, so people won't see eye to eye. You see what I'm saying? They sent by the government. They double agents. They sent to do one job, but they do another job for the government for free. That's a double agent. You see what I'm saying? So wake the damn up. Always question reality and remember who you are. Know thyself. If you don't know yourself, how can you ever progress in life? That's the problem with a lot of people. That's why a lot of people hate themselves, because they don't know themselves.